Hello, online crew. Let's talk about goal setting disasters today. Some of the things that you should absolutely avoid regarding goal setting so you can actually set yourself up for success. So, I'll tell you what not to do and then what you should be doing to set yourself up for success. Now, this is the time of year where everybody talks about goal setting and you get all these emails from all these gurus talking about how do you set your goals for the coming year, etc., etc. Now, some people look at goal setting like, I'll set some intention of what I want in 2024. This is actually, it's really important for you to look seriously at goal setting, but some of you might not like the word goal setting. It might be your vision for the year. Whether you like it or not, you like the term or not, goal setting, you still think about what it is that you want for the coming year. Whether you think it's goal setting or not, the thoughts always go through your mind when you finish one year and you go into another. What do I want to achieve this year? So you're thinking about it anyway. The problem is everybody sets these New Year's resolutions. I mean, how many of you have set New Year's resolutions and never followed through with them? So people set, ultimate goals or resolutions, things that they want to achieve. And then you get to the end of the year and it's like, well, I never really achieved what I wanted to achieve, or I didn't do that, or I'm not going to have a year like I had last year because I said I was going to do it again and I still haven't got it done. So a lot of people set goals and resolutions and never, ever get there. So what I want to share with you is some of the things to avoid regarding this, and some of the things that you should be doing. Now, the reason that I'm talking about this today, normally something like this, something to do with personal development, personal growth, something to set you up for success is what I would talk about at the beginning of my week. But if you were on live with me 2 days ago, you would know that I launched the Personal Branding Bootcamp open for registrations. So just want to check in with you with that. If you're not sure how to position yourself online in 2024, you still haven't worked out your personal brand, you don't really know how to position yourself online, you don't know how to stand out from the crowd, you need to join me next week for the Personal Branding Bootcamp 3.0 completely for free. You can get the recordings if you want, but that's just a choice of yours. You can join completely for free. I'm doing that all next week. So I will not be live on Instagram next week. I will not be live on my business page next week. I will not be live on YouTube next week, only in my group. Okay, so if you haven't, register for that. It's completely free. So helenmartinonline.com/branding bootcamp 3 is the link. If you're watching from Instagram, just put branding in the comments and I'll send you the link to register completely for free. So I just wanted to remind you of that. And that's why I've switched around my lives this week to talk about sort of goal setting today. And I know there's a lot of people that won't even watch this video because it's got the word goal setting in it. It's like people aren't interested. They want to know the latest real trend. They want to know the latest social media thing. How do you recruit people more quickly? All the rest of it. They don't really tune into sometimes goal setting. But I'm telling you that if you don't set an intention and actions and plans of where you want to go, you're not going anywhere. So it's the same thing. And I say this all the time in my community. If you're going to get in a car and you're going to go from, where you are, your home, to somebody new, somewhere new, you've never ever been there before. If you do not look in a street directory or use your GPS system in the car, you are going to get lost. You are going to go around the roundabout, probably the wrong way. You're going to turn left when you need to turn right. You're flying blind. Most of you do that in your business because you're not goal setting. You're not setting a plan. You're not setting an action. You're not time blocking, all those things. For those of you that are in my coaching community, I just finished just about 10 minutes ago an in-depth training for you regarding goal setting, what you need to be successful in goal setting, how to do it, the things to think about. I've mapped it out for you. I just uploaded the notes into the groups that you can follow, a bit of an action plan for you. So for those of you in my coaching community, go and check out the recording of the training I just finished just now regarding this topic to learn how to do this successfully for yourself. Because I'm telling you, if you don't plan, if you don't set an intention, you don't set actions, and you don't time block to get it done, you will not be as successful as you could be. Don't spend 2024 with the same mistakes that you did in 2023. And what a lot of people do with building their business online is they just wing it. They just make a video every day and post it if you're that consistent, or they post every now and again, or they go to social media and go, I don't know what to post today. I don't know what to do today. I'm floundering a little bit, but I know I should put something up. Or the company gives you a template to post and you post that. You're not building a brand, you're not building influence, you've got no thought processes behind your content, you're just winging it. If you want to get great results in 2024, please don't wing it. Okay. So some of the main things to avoid with goal setting is you might think, oh, this is what I want to achieve for 2024. And it's quite, maybe it's a rank. If you're in direct selling, social selling, etc., maybe it's a rank that you want to achieve, something like that. So you've put that goal out there. Maybe it's like, I want to get better at content. Maybe it's, just overall goals. Don't make your goals too far ahead of where you're actually are. So what I'm saying, one of the mistakes, something to avoid with goals is before you go and set goals for the future year, you actually need to have a look in the mirror at where you've been and where you're at now. So some people will say, I want to reach this. I'm going to the top. I'm going to achieve this by the end of 2024. But you haven't really checked in with where you're at. So what kind of results have you had in the last year or so in your business? If you haven't achieved any results in the industry, and then you've got this big outlandish goal to get to the top of the company within the next 12 months, it's probably very unlikely. So you're setting goals that are unrealistic. Checking in with now, what you've achieved to date, the amount of people in your team, the amount of customers that you've got, the results that you've got in the business, the number of clients, whatever it is that you do, is an exact result of what you've done in your business up until this point and the person that you are today. It's your skill level today. It's your enthusiasm today. It's your belief in the industry today. It's the person that you are today is a result of where you're at today. So is that person the person that can achieve what you're looking to achieve by the end of 2024? So if you're that person now, you've got a lack of skill level, you have very little results, but you're like, I'm going to get to the top of the company by, December 2024. It is not realistic. So before you set goals moving forward, you need to check in and look back with where you need to grow. Because I tell you, if you've got baggage, if you've got bad habits, if you've got limiting beliefs, if you've got things, stupid stories that you tell yourself, I find this hard. I don't know what to post. I don't have any time. I'm not good at this. I'm shy and introverted, so I can't do this. If they're the stories that you're telling yourself over and over again, they're your limiting beliefs. They don't go away until you change them. So you can set great goals business-wise for the whole year, coming up to December 2024. But unless you go and revisit and really check in with yourself and look in the mirror and say, what do I say about myself? I'm not good enough. Who's going to listen to me? I'm not successful enough. I don't know what to post. I'm unorganized. This is hard for me. I find this difficult. I find this really challenging. Like, that's your language. Unless you kind of check in with the person that you are today and those limiting beliefs and those limiting thoughts, then it's going to be really hard for you to achieve your goals. So you must look back and evaluate and assess where you've been to be able to take that into consideration to learn what you need to change, to check in with now about, what it is that you need to change kind of now as to where you're going to make it realistic. Okay. So 3 questions that I would recommend that you sort of check in with is what's worked, what hasn't worked, and what am I going to do differently? I talk about that in my community all the time. So what worked last year that you can continue? What didn't work last year that you don't want to continue? And what do you need to change about yourself to become the person to be successful for all these goals and resolutions that you want to achieve for 2024? So that's what you want to do. So do those questions before you set your goals. That's a common mistake made with people set all these resolutions, but they don't actually look back to see what they need to fix before you can be half achieve what you need to achieve. Okay. Don't set, the other thing to avoid with goals is setting them, too far in advance. And it's a big goal. You get your motivation from the little wins. You get your motivation from the little things that you achieve, every day and every week. So you need to spit it out, Helen. re-engineer and reverse engineer your goals that you set for 2024. It's like, I want to achieve that rank. Okay, what does that mean? It's like, have you actually looked at the volume that is required to get from where you are now to that rank? Okay, so how do I reverse engineer that to a 6-month mark, to a 3-month mark, to a month mark, to a weekly mark, to a daily goal of what you need to do to get there? It's the things that you break down and you reverse engineer sort of daily and weekly. They're the things that you need to bring your goals back down to and get little wins, because your little wins will create your motivation. Your little wins are what keep you going and doing the things that you don't want to do, because success is on the other side of your comfort zone. Success is on the other side of a whole lot of actions that you need to do that you don't necessarily want to do, and that your brain says to you, oh, that's a little bit uncomfortable. Don't do that. Just sit on the couch, have another chocolate biscuit. You'll do it tomorrow. Okay, that's what our brain is wired and designed to do. So, just knowing that, you need to set whatever goals you've got, reverse engineer to become back down to a DMO, like something that you're doing daily and weekly, and get little wins and achieve them, so you can get the momentum and the confidence to keep going and doing the actions that you need to do that make you feel uncomfortable. I hope that all makes sense. Okay, if you're watching live, let me know if that makes sense. Also, you can't set, there's a 3-step kind of success formula to goal setting. So a lot of people just set goals, but they forget the second and the third step. So the first step is setting the goal. The second step is setting an action plan. The third step is putting it into a calendar, like an actual plan. So you can't do goal setting successfully unless you create the actions. That's where the reverse engineering comes from. Unless you create the actions that are needed, and then you go and put it in your calendar and your time block. So to be able to successfully achieve goals, you need an action plan from those goals by reverse engineering what it is that you want. And then you need to put it into a calendar and time block to actually make sure you do the actions that you said you need to do, or you need to do to get to the goal. Okay, without the action and without the plan, your goals won't come into fruition. So that's another common mistake with goals. People set goals, but they don't actually do the action plan, and they don't actually do the actions that are required, and they don't actually do the full plan. And then they don't time block it. So you'll never follow through, with that if you don't do those other parts as well. The last thing, this is really important, and I went into depth in the coaching community training regarding this one, is don't set goals that don't have an intrinsic personal meaning to you. You've probably all set goals in the past, but unless it has a physical, emotional meaning to you, you won't follow through, guarantee it. So you've probably set goals before, but you haven't really checked in with what it actually means to you to achieve that goal. If you don't have a personal meaning to your goals, you will not do them. So you can easily set a goal, I want to get to such and such a rank by the end of the year. But unless you're emotionally tied and personally tied to what it means to you to get to that goal, you will not do the actions that are in your calendar that are time blocked, because it doesn't really have much emotional meaning. If you've got emotional meaning to things, you will follow through. Just have a think about things that you've achieved in your life, like things that you're really proud of, whether that's your health, relationships, business, things that you've actually followed through with and achieved. I bet it's been really meaningful to you. And that's why you've gone and followed through with what you needed to. So check in when you're goal setting. If you're just setting goals and they're just words and they don't have an intrinsic value to you, personal value to you, they don't actually have a deep meaning and purpose behind them, you won't do them. So this is where people go very wrong with goal setting again, is they set a lot of things, but they're, at the end of the day, a goal without an action, without plan, and without meaning is just a wish, and you won't get there. So it's really important that you set goals, because you've got to know where you're going. People that just wing it every day, week in, week out, day in, day out, they never get there because they're not focused on what they want. You need to be focused on what you want, but it's not only what you want, why do you want it? You know those words, what's your why? Not a big fan of that. I'm more about what's your purpose? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you in this industry? Why are you building your business? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you and your family? What does it mean to you and your financial situation? Like, if that's really what it means to you, then you will do the hard things. Unless you've got a personal connection and emotional meaning to why you're doing what you're doing, you won't go and do the hard things. But success is on the other side of hard things. Getting to that huge rank or that huge money milestone that you've got for 2024, it comes on the other side of your comfort zone. So unless you've got that intrinsic personal emotional connection to why it is what you're doing, you won't go and do the hard things, because our brain is designed to tell us to not do hard things. Your brain is designed to talk you out of hard things. So goal setting falls flat. Tell me, have you set goals before and you've not followed them through? These are some of the reasons as to why. Can't just do goal setting on its own. You need goal setting with an action plan and, actions and then a plan. And you really need to look at the meaning of your goals to be able to follow through with them. Okay. I just shared an example in my coaching community training. I'll just share it quickly here. Just weirdly, it's a health thing, but I'm in the middle of, short story. I'll just cut to the chase. I had a really good time over Christmas and New Year's, and I drank a lot and I ate a lot. I love food. I love socializing. Love it. Love my gin. Love my margaritas. Love a wine as well. Not so much as the gin and the margaritas. That makes me sound like a piss pot. I'm not. I enjoy having a good time. I love a cheese platter. I love biscuits. I love stuff with sugar in it. I love chocolate. I just love it. There's things that I enjoy. It's addictive. That's why people make them. That's why the supermarket giants and the people make the food that they do, because they know it's addictive. So as human beings, we all get addicted to certain things. Would you agree? There's probably things that you know that you love that you shouldn't have, or you shouldn't have too much of. So I probably had a bit too much, but I lost 23 kilos last year, and I knew I was going to have a good time over Christmas and New Year's. We went away. We had 5 families. We all went camping, and I just had fun. And I don't regret that for a second. But yes, I've come back, and a couple of things happened. One, put a few kilos back on, which I'm not happy about. I don't regret having the fun, but it's like, okay, now I need to kickstart myself and get back into gear, because I'm not destroying everything that I did last year with all the sacrifices and everything that I did to lose the weight. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not as comfortable in my clothes, so I'm gonna lose that. And for me, just something personal to me, I have lupus. So when I'm inflamed, when my body's inflamed, my joints get really sore. So you fuel your body with alcohol and sugar and biscuits and chocolate and all the nice things. And guess what happened? I had some flare-ups. So it's like, okay, my body's inflamed. I need to do a bit of a clean out. I'm going to do something dramatic. So I'm on a water fast at the moment. I was going to go 24 hours, but I am now, was Thursday morning for me in my part of the world in Australia, and I started Monday night. I haven't eaten anything since Monday night. I'm on a water fast. All I'm drinking is my detox tea, more water, minerals, and carbonated soda stream. That's it. So just carbonated water that doesn't have any additives in it. And that's it. I feel great. Yes, I'm hungry every now and again, but it passes. I'm slightly headachy every now and again, but it passes. And I'm determined. I was only going to do 24 hours, but I'm determined to get to 72 hours, which is tonight. Actually, I'm going to go longer. So I'm going to go until tomorrow morning. Okay. Now, why am I telling you this? That's hard, guys. It's hard. I got hungry around lunchtime yesterday and thought, it's so easy to eat food. I'm a little bit hungry now, actually. And I expend a lot of energy. I still got up really early this morning and exercised. I'm still exercising even though I'm not taking any food. I've done that all week. So I'm also expending extra energy and not sort of fueling my body. And some of you might think I'm mad, and that's crazy. We all do our own sort of weird stuff. But why am I telling you this? Is why would I do such a hard thing? I'm emotionally connected to how I feel as a person physically, and the weight loss journey I had last year, and how amazing I feel when I'm at a healthier weight. When I've got inflammation and my lupus flares up, it does not feel good. I'm in pain. I don't want that for myself. When I feel better about myself, I feel more confident. When I feel more confident, my business is better every single time. Every single time. When I feel good, everything in my life is better. My relationships are better. I'm a better communicator with the family. I'm more happy around the family. Just everything is better. So I'm emotionally connected to the fact that I've put on a few kilos and inflamed. So I'm doing something about, and I've gone in hard. It's a hard thing to do. Most of you won't do what I do, what I'm doing right now, because even your mental state will go, that's too hard. I'm not going to do that. That's what I thought too. But I'm doing something hard and I'm achieving it and I'm doing it and I'm really proud of myself and I feel amazing, surprisingly enough. So my whole point in sharing that with you is when you are emotionally connected, it really means something to you, to your core. You will do hard things. When it comes to goal setting with your business, this is the missing link for a lot of people, as well as what I already shared with you as some of the common mistakes, is what does your business, what your goals you're setting for your business, what does that really mean to you? When you really connect with that, you will go and do the actions that you know you need to go to do and you don't want to do. Make sense? So I share that with you just to make that point. I'm doing something really hard at the moment, but it's because I'm emotionally connected to it for me and the way that I feel and the benefits that I know that I get out of it when I feel amazing. So that's why I'm doing something really hard at the moment. And I do that in my business all the time because of the emotional connection I've got to goals that I've got there and what it means for me and my family and the money that it brings into my family. Okay, so this is really, really important for you to think about if you want to follow through with hard things. And I just wish the best for you for 2024. I want you to achieve amazing things. But if you don't plan, if you don't set goals, you don't, write down the necessary actions and plan, then you're just flying blind. And you'll get to December 2024 and go, I should have done it differently, and kick yourself again. Like maybe you did at the end of 2023. I don't know. So it's up to you. You can do it. Now, if you're in my coaching community, absolutely go and watch that training I just did because all the answers are there. I walked you through all of it. I've got notes for you. The notes are already in the group. The trainings, the recordings are already there. Please go and do yourself a favor and watch that training. Now, for those of you that need help with your branding, I just want to revisit. It's on the screen on Facebook still. I forgot to take that off. But if you're watching on Instagram, just put the word branding. If you need help, I'm doing a free boot camp. I'm giving you all the goods for branding, positioning yourself on social media. Because one of the things I talked about in the coaching community is my whole motto is the ABC of social selling. So the ABC to social selling success. So attracting people to you, building a personal brand and influence, and converting those people to team members and customers. It's the successful model for social selling online. The first piece is attraction. How are you attracting people to you? That might be a goal of you. I need to attract more people to me. I need to grow my audience a bit more. I still haven't grown my friends on my personal profile, so I'm talking to the same people. The same people aren't supporting me. So I need to grow that. I need to grow outside, so I need to friend request some people. Or maybe you've got a business page, but it's not growing. You need to grow your audience and get in front of new faces. That's why you want to do micro video content and do reels, because they go out to reels and TikToks, because they go out to a brand new audience. Now I'm getting really sidetracked with content. But my point is, the goals that you set for 2024, have a look at what you think you need. In relation to the ABC of social selling success, do you need to attract more people to you? Put that on your goals. But for you to do that, to actually follow through with creating content and turning up and being consistent and all that kind of stuff, it has to mean something to you. Okay? So I hope you got something out of this video that really sort of solidifies what you shouldn't be doing with goal setting and what you need to go and do. And if you're a coaching community member, you need to go and watch that training that I just did. Okay, over there. All right. And please register for the personal branding bootcamp next week, completely free. If you go to Helen Martin online /branding bootcamp 3, we're going to have a great week together, really exploring how you need to show up on social media to increase that, that audience that you want and that influence over the audience so you can get better results in your business and make your time on social media much more worthwhile. You don't want to waste time on social media. There's two things I dislike. Those of you that know me really well know what they are, and that's time and money. I hate wasting time on social media, and I certainly do not like wasting money. And I've done plenty of both of those. So it's about working smarter and not harder, and building a personal brand will help you work smarter and not harder. Okay. So, but before we get to next week, join me live tomorrow at the same time. So I will see you guys then.